Okay, y'all, so today's video is on how I water my large plants. And I have to be perfectly honest with you guys. Not buying plants in the month of May really made me have to think about content that I wanted to bring to my channel other than hauls and tours. So I hope you enjoyed these videos, but you know, there's a plant haul on the horizon now. I had to stop buying plants in the month of May before for financial reasons. We had to spend money someplace else, and now that's good and we're good and everything. But even though that was the reason why I had to stop buying plants in May, I didn't want to stop growing my channel. I don't want to stop bringing content. I don't want to stop hearing from my viewers. I love doing this. So I hope you enjoyed the content that I brought to you in the month of May. And I really would love suggestions on what you would like to see on this channel. As long as it ain't me stop drinking, okay? Because that's not going to happen. Just not going to happen. So it's Sunday. So on Sunday brunch days, which I haven't had brunch except for this, you know what you drink on a Sunday. You know, Bloody Marys, mimosas, even screwdrivers. Okay, so this is a screwdriver. Screwdriver cocktail. In South Carolina, you cannot buy, in the state of South Carolina, you cannot buy liquor on a Sunday. The liquor stores are not open on Sundays in South Carolina. Now, you can go to a restaurant and you can order cocktails, but you cannot buy harsh alcohol such as vodka, tequila, or anything like that. You know, get it on Saturday night because you're not getting it in the state on Sunday. It's just not happening. So, but you can go to your gas stations and you can pick up your beer and wine. And these things are considered beer and wine. So I really, this is called, I've never had this one. This is called the Original Cocktail Screwdriver, perfectly spiced orange cocktail to serve with friends and family. So I'm the friend and you're the family. So here we go. So this is what I'm sipping on. And I really did want a screwdriver. I wanted to make some Bloody Marys, but unless you're gonna go out, you're not getting it. So anyway though, today's video, how am I watering my large plants? Well, okay. Not bad at all. Oh, 10% alcohol content. Y'all know what that means, right? Girl about to be lit. I'm about to be lit on this Sunday morning. So, I'm gonna get started with the video. I wanna get out of this room. I got the humidifier going on. I got my vanity, which you guys can't see. I got this Hollywood vanity, homemade, do-it-yourself mirror system back there. So this room is hot. So I'm gonna get on out of here and I'll be back at the end of the video to wrap things up. Okay guys, bye.
Hey everyone, welcome to my master bath. And as you see here, step one is to gather up your plants you wish to water and put them in the tub. For me, this is an easy way of doing it, but to be honest, most of these plants are already here. Like these two plants, they reside in the bathroom. I'm thinking about leaving my peace lily in the back there in here, but I'm not really sure. And I also have brought in my figgy leaf fig plant. I mess up that name all the time. But yeah, gather up the plants that you need, get them ready to water, and let's get started. Sorry about the bad camera angle here. I didn't realize I was more concentrated on watering the plant. But I like to get in here, and this is just an attachment that fits my nozzle. Then this makes life so much easier for watering the plants. Another way you can do this is also fill the tub up with water and place the plants while the plants are inside, and you can bottom water. I prefer to shower it like this, but it does take a little bit longer. You can't just walk away and leave it because I really drench these plants. Because the soil is when you first initially water plants, even though you have water running out of the bottom, you really only are watering that top soil. If the plant, especially if the plant is considerably dry, it takes a lot of watering to get that soil moist all the way through. So I've spent up to like maybe on average 5 to 8 minutes just watering one plant just to make sure it's good and soaked. Now, I don't recommend that on doing plants that are almost dry, but like this one here, I'm going to admit to you guys, I actually forgot about it for a couple of weeks, being that it was in my sister's room. So this one needs a lot more attention. Now, I'm not going to show you the entire time that I'm watering this plant, but the main thing is to get in there. I also like to rinse the leaves down. Just give them a quick rinse down, and as you see, I'm moving over here to my pothos. This pothos is really heavy, and it prefers to be watered this way. At least I prefer to water it this way. And I get in here too, and sometimes, like, another thing that you can do, if you have a shower and you don't mind running your shower water for about 5 minutes, you can just place these plants underneath there and let them go. But don't forget about it. We don't need a high-ass water bill. Just make sure that the most important thing here is to drown this plant, especially when you know they're large like this. These large plants, they require much more water than you're thinking about, and that's why I'm not just using a watering can. I'm actually bringing them in here and literally giving them a shower. Whew, a lot of work, but it's fun. And eventually I'm gonna move back here to my peace lily. And sorry about the finger. And you can see that why is she soaking this peace lily like this. Now, I know a lot of people say that peace lilies do not require a lot of water. That's not true. You don't need to water them quite as often as you do as anyone else. Wait for their leaves to droop. But actually, they are some thirsty plants. When you do water your peace lily, you really do want to drench it. And I'm not really showing you this in the video, and I apologize for that. I didn't realize that, but you really do want to spend a lot of time with those peace lilies. Now, you don't need to water them frequently, but when those leaves are dry out, it takes a lot of watering to perk them back up with the larger variety. I have a variegated one, doesn't require that much attention, but same thing with this fiddly leaf fig. It can handle some dry out moments. It doesn't need to be watered quite as frequently, but you do have to get that soil nice and moist. It's one of the things that I discovered, that this plant is thirsty, and I like to cater to it. And as a result, you can see some of those leaves down there when you go too long. And like I said, I did forget about this plant, and I'm really mad at myself because it has some new babies growing up in there that aren't getting the nutrients that it needs. Now, how fertilizing go, I'm not going to show you that in this video, but I do fertilize these plants, and that is something I will simply do with a watering can, and I will go back. All my plants in my house get fertilized once a month, and that's another video. But I just wanted to take time out and just really show you guys. When I say you need to drench your plants, it's not enough just the larger plants just for the water to run out the bottom, but you actually have to spend a lot of time when they're thirsty. Now, you don't need to do this every 3 days. This water will last a long time, but you want to drench this plant. All of the plants that you see here in my tub, they go for a while without watering, but when they do finally get watered, I drench them. I want to raise the water level, and then I just let them sit in my tub for considerable. See, I'm showing you here. See how high that water level is? That's what I wanted it to do. I wanted it to rise up, and I'm showing you a dead leaf when you don't water. And that's what I'm doing there. As you can see, the water is slowly seeping through and it's draining out of the bottom of it. Okay, I'm happy with that. I may do it one more time, but that's what I want to see. And I'll let the plant sit in the tubs for about an hour, and then I'll place them back in the homes they need to be in. So, yep, growing plants can sometimes be a chore, but I love it. Oh, here's one of my alocasias. We have a leaf that has died back, but it's actually died back to make room for some new leaves. Look at this. She has 1, 2, I think there's a third one trying in here somewhere to come out. So this plant is doing really great. Okay, guys, let's head down to the kitchen. Okay, guys, we made it down to my kitchen, and this is my cornstalk plant. This is actually the tallest plant that I have, and I love it a lot. It's put up with a lot with me. It actually continued to grow all winter long, and it's really doing great. And I even lift up the bed of it and raised it up a little bit to give it some more growing room. So this is how I water it. I bring it straight over to my kitchen sink. I bring it in and let's just get to work. And what I did here to show you guys that how important it is to not just water just the top surface with a watering can. So what you see here is me using the water meter, and I'm checking the soil level all over in various spots. Now, eventually here, the camera's gonna zoom in, I hope. There we go, so that you can see, okay, now, let's get the leaf out the way. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so you see here, it's wet there, but now we're sticking it in a spot that I recently watered. And now I'm gonna stick it all the way down and watch that water meter. If when you stick it all the way down, the root system actually is not being watered at all. So that's why you really want to get in here when you are watering these large plants, and you really want to take time to really soak it, drench it. Especially with my cornstalk plant here. This plant does not need to be watered frequently, but it needs to have a really good watering when it does. Honestly, I probably water this plant maybe once a month, or even as far out as 6 weeks. And when I water, it is a task. And I'm not going to show you this whole process here on camera. I'm actually doing some adjustment here because I noticed the leaves are in the way. So I'm trying to get you in there, and I don't do a very good job at this. So I'm really sorry about it. I'm actually thinking that while watering this, that you guys can see all of this, not knowing that there's a leaf halfway over the lens. But I'm about to adjust it here in a second. The point I'm really just trying to make here is so that you can actually see how I water my tall plants, and to give you an idea of how much water is actually needed. And with plants this high or taller, you really just have to get in there. Okay, here we go. I'm adjusting the camera here so that you guys can get a better view. Doesn't come out all that well, but I'm going back in, and look, this is just straight out of my tap. I mean, I get it. There's so many people out there that say, you know, you should use filtered water, you should use rainwater, and I agree with all of that, but sometimes it's just not feasible, and this is one of those times. It's like, no. And to be perfectly honest, this plant has done great for me with this water right out of the tap, so I'm going to continue to use it. My particular water here, I called my county, or I looked it up online actually, and found out that the water I have here in my area is what they consider soft water. So it doesn't have as much chemicals. I know you may not agree with it, but the task that I am trying to do here is to save some money without having, or water my plant without breaking the bank. So that's what you're seeing here. You're seeing me just go in really heavy. And if you pay attention, you can actually see the water level is rising, and that's what I want. And that's what I want with all of my plants. I want this water level to rise. Now, I'm actually going to be taking a little bit of break here and then coming back and wrapping it up. Okay, guys, I'm back. I finished up with the watering, and now we're just going to do a quick check here and to see if the plant is watered all the way through. So I like to push the meter down as far as it can go, and you can see here that, yep, I did a really good job. The plant is actually watered thoroughly, and that's the goal I wanted to achieve, and that's what I try to do with all of my large plants. So that's pretty much it, guys. Okay, and this here is a plant of palms, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this is my least favorite plant to water because it really is awkward. But if you look real closely, you can see that I have neglected this plant, and I put it off because I knew I didn't want to pick it up. It's just heavy. But here I'm trying to go in, maneuvering it so you guys get a really good angle on it, and so you can see how I'm watering it. I watered it for about 3 minutes and just decided to cut that footage out because why did you want to see me do that for 3 minutes? And so now I'm just checking and seeing if I have any dry spots because at this point I want to be done with it. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be because there are some dry spots. So it's back to watering. Okay, so I'm actually moving the leaves back so that you can really see how I get in here. It is just so important to just really drench this plant. This is another plant that doesn't get water often. I mean, when I say I've neglected this, like I probably haven't watered this plant for easily 8 weeks, and it's not in bad shape. But on the average, this plant should be watered anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. And I'm pulling the camera back so you can just see the water level, just see it's finally filling up and then settling back down. And now I want to go back in there and I want to check it because I really want to be done with watering this heavy plant. And I'm about to just zoom you in so you can see that, yep, I'm good there. I am good here. Okay, yeah, it looks really good. I might actually be done watering. It really didn't take that much time to water this plant. It took about, in all complete honesty, I filmed the entire process, and this portion of the video was 8 minutes long. Okay, so now I'm just gonna let it sit here in my sink for about an hour and then place it back in its spot. Okay, and finally, I wanted to bring you guys outside to the front of my house so you can see this great big plant I have out here. This is a combination of 3 summer plants in one, and don't worry about the wilting. Like I said, it's been over 100 degrees here, so those leaves will perk up at night. What is amazing to me is down here underneath, look at all these beautiful purple blooms that I have. These flowers, I wasn't expecting this, and there they are. Which brings me to my problem. I am thinking about taking this plant, the big wilted looking flower plants, out of there and put them in a shady place. And I wanted your opinion on that. I just think the sweet potato vines, I believe they're called, are just really taking over. And this sun may end up damaging this plant. These are hardy plants that are designed for the sun, but I don't know. What do you guys think? But watering, I just finished watering them as well, and those are my pothos over there. Now, since this is a watering video, I should be honest to tell you that I really don't water this plant. My hubby does. He takes care of the watering for me. He seems to really enjoy it, and I am so grateful for it. What he actually does is that he waters it once in the morning and then again when he comes home from work using a watering can. He says when he comes home at night, and I can attest to it, that these plants are in really healthy blooms. The leaves aren't so wilted, I just want to kind of bring it in. Maybe it'd do better in a shady place. He thinks it's fine, and once our weather slows down a little bit, that we won't have this problem. I disagree because it's not summer yet, but it's just 3 weeks away. Anyway, guys, tell me what you think. Okay, guys, so here we are a little bit later in the evening, an hour or so before sunset, and I really wanted you guys to see what this plant looks like in its full glory. The leaves are no longer wilted looking, they perk up, so it definitely is the sun. But as you can see, this plant is becoming a little bit unruly. I don't know though, I'm undecided. Should I take it out of this pot and separate it in its own container? What do you think?
Hey y'all, hope you liked the video. That's pretty much it. Just wanted to show you a few of my large plants that I water and why I water. I will be honest with you guys, I hate doing talkovers, but they are effective when you're piecing videos together. But when I'm doing a talkover, I sound so damn fake because I try to be so professional when I'm delivering this great news to you. And this is how I do this. And the proper way to do this is, I really don't like it, but I don't know how not to do it. But when I see myself in front of the camera, it's like I'm talking to y'all, so that doesn't bother me. I get to be myself. So the talkover videos though, I just try to have some clarity, and most of the time when I do a talkover video, I ain't sipping. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I have a plant tour video coming up, so stay tuned for that. Nothing extravagant, nothing good. And I'll probably be doing that later today. Keep in mind these videos have been pieced over the last few days because I wish I could be honest and say, oh yeah, I watered all of these. I didn't. I broke this sucker down over. This is a piece of videos for 3 or 4 days put together. So I hope you enjoyed it. Come back next time for more. Boom. Always gotta have one. Oh, wrong way. Always gotta have my plant. am I drinking? So I'll see you guys next time for more planting and drinking. Bye.